welcome back to my channel. Please hit subscribe and hit the bell button so that you can see when I post new videos. As you can see, I'm going to be doing a look today with the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. I'm immediately going in with my Yves Saint Laurent Touche Eclat Blur Primer. This is my all-time favorite primer. A little bit goes a long way, and I just put it all over my face and then buff it in, especially in areas where I get really dry around like my nose and on my chin, and then on places where I have bigger pores like my cheeks. You can pick up this primer at Sephora and it retails for $52. Alright, next I am going to be using my Diorskin Forever foundation. I use 2 or 3 pumps. I used 2 here, but I think I went back and ended up using another one. I just like to dot it all over my face and then blend it out. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite foundations. It's really light, it stays in place all day, and it smells amazing. Ooh, got a little on my eyebrow there. I wear the shade number 40. And you see when I start blending it out, it seems that the shade might be a little off for me, but it ends up being a really good match. It does oxidize a little bit, so keep that in mind if you do decide to pick it up. You can get that foundation at Sephora. You can also buy it on Belk. That's where I got it, and Belk has really amazing sales from time to time where you can get a discount because it does retail for $56. Okay, next I'm going to do some color correcting. I am using the Sephora Bright Future Color Corrector in shade number 5, which is Peach. It retails for $14 at Sephora, and I just use my ring finger to pat that on under my eyes. Sometimes I use a brush, and that works great as well. I'm going to mix 2 concealers. First is the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Tan Sand. You can get that at Ulta, and it retails for $27. The other is It Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye in the shade Medium, and it retails for $24, and you can also purchase it at Sephora. I like to mix the 2 shades because the Tan Sand is my skin color, or my skin tone, and the medium shade in the Bye Bye Under Eye was a sample that was sent to me in a beauty box, and it's way too light to be used by itself. But when I mix the 2, I feel like it is a nice, one shade lighter than my skin tone, which is nice for your under eye. I use those to conceal my smile lines as well that are starting to show more with age. Yay! To set that under eye, I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Lock-It Brightening Powder. The last time that I checked, this powder was on sale at Sephora for $15. I really do feel like this powder brightens up the under eye really well. I've heard other people say that they don't like it. I personally love it. It works better than just a regular setting powder. This one is like specifically for under eye, and so I really like that. I will set my smile lines with it as well, but it is for under eye and just really works better than any other powder that I've used under my eyes. Alright, now I am going to go in and prime my eyes with the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer. This retails for $22, and you can get it at Ulta, Sephora, or on urbandecay.com. Alright, now I'm actually going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. I am here talking about how I got a new camera and I hadn't posted a video in a while because it took me forever to learn how to use this camera. So I finally figured out how to use the camera, but I haven't quite figured out doing the voice yet and all, and it kind of stops recording sometimes, and then you have to make sure that it's started over, and there's a viewfinder on it. And here I'm talking about how I attempted to film a video, but the lights that I use make my foundation look like it is way too light for my face, which is not the case, and I'm just explaining that I am going to bring the lights up so that you'll be able to see the eyeshadow, but not to judge me because my foundation is not actually too light. It just kind of looks that way because of the lighting. All right, so first I'm going to go in with the shade Orange Soda in the crease. I am looking for a crease brush here and kind of explaining how I have uh, strange creases in my eyes. I don't technically have hooded eyes, but my eyes fold back a lot. So I have to bring any shade that I use in my crease a little bit above the crease so that it can be seen. So this brush that I'm using is the Sephora Pro Crease Brush number 10. And then I'm going to go in here in a second with the Wayne Goss crease brush. I want to say it's number 4. And it is a natural hair brush, so it picks up color really, really well. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Burnt Orange. I'm just going to lay that down on top of that first crease color. To put that color down on top of the first crease color, I'm using a Wayne Goss blending brush. It's the anniversary set number 2 brush set that I got. Well, my husband got it for me for Valentine's Day. Alright, I'm going in now with the color Rustic, and I'm going to use that to warm up the look, to start warming it up so it's not so orange. Oh, if you guys see my hair, please do not judge. It was wash day, and that is like old gel that is in my hair from like the whole week. And I took my hair down just because it didn't look as bad down as it did up, but it really needed to be washed. So just ignore. All right, I'm going to go in with the shade Sienna over the shade Rustic, just to use that to warm it up even more and kind of add like a reddish tone to the brown and orange to make it more warm and red. All right. Finally, I'm going to go in with the shade Noir, and I'm just going to add that to the outer V to add some drama and depth to the look. The amount of that you add could take this look from day, like just by itself, like the way that it was without it, and then add that or add a bit more of it than I added to wear as a night look, I think. And then I'm going to go in with the shade Glistening. I'm going to put that on my lid. I'm going to use some of my MAC Fix Plus spray and spray my brush so that it will really stand out. The gold will really stand out on the lid. You'll have to ignore the green shade. I did a look with the green shade before, and since this is a natural hairbrush, it doesn't need to be washed as often, or should not be washed as often as synthetic hairbrushes. So I just kind of wiped it off, and it didn't affect the color or that I was using, the gold color that I was using at all. So I'm just going to put that on both sides, and then I'm going to go in here in a second with a blending brush and just blend out the harsh lines so that there's not two, distinct lines between. Please excuse the fingerprints all over this case. This is my favorite powder in the whole world. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in the shade Dark. This is supposed to be kind of translucent, but I did find that it will add a darkness to the skin if you put a bit too much of it on. This really does make your skin look airbrush. It's gorgeous. I love it. I got it from Beautylish, and it was $45. Well worth it. Now I'm going in with the Marc Jacobs Perfect Bronzer in the shade Tantric. It's a really natural bronzer. I think that it's really, really, really pretty. But if you are a woman of a deeper skin tone, or have a deeper shade to you, then it might not be the bronzer for you, just because it's kind of light. I don't know that anybody much darker than me would be able to use it. So I would just keep that in mind. And that retails for $49, and I got it at Sephora. It was sold out for a really long time. I think probably because it is one of Jaclyn Hill's and Manny MUA's like favorite bronzers. I think it was in their favorites for 2017. All right, next I'm going to go in with the Physicians Formula Butter Blush. It is in the shade Vintage Rouge, and I got it from Walmart. I actually had to go to many Walmarts to find it. It smells like coconuts. It smells really, really good, and I feel like it buffs into the skin really pretty, and it's a very natural blush. So I think it would work for a lot of different skin tones. All right, next I'm going in with the Tom Ford Skin Illuminating Powder Duo. I point to just the top shade, but I actually ended up mixing the two and using them, and so it is the shades Daylight and Candlelight, and I just mixed them together. I think I went in with just one first, and then I ended up mixing them. This is a very natural highlight. I think that it is really pretty. It's more of a glowy highlight rather than a glittery one. So if you like that like blinding highlight that has like a lot of glitter to it, that's not going to be the one for you, but it is really pretty. Otherwise, I got it from Beautylish, and it retails for $82. All right, it's time to set our makeup. So I'm using the Armani Prima setting spray. I got this from the Giorgio Armani beauty website, and it retails for $72. And when I first got it, I thought, oh, I do not like this setting spray. It's not worth the money. But the more I've used it, the more I start to like it. I don't love the smell of it. It's just not, it doesn't smell bad. It's just not a scent that I like. Anyway, I feel like it ends up looking really natural. I saw Jackie Aina, I think, do this little trick here where after she sets her makeup, she kind of goes in with a beauty blender and presses the setting spray into her face, and I feel like that helps to make it look even more natural. Here I'm just going in with kind of any old black eyeliner, and I'm going to tightline. I don't have a lot of lid space that shows to begin with. I feel like this part of the video kind of makes that seem, like that's not true because you can kind of see all of the shades. But if you look at me straight on, you can't see a lot of my lid. So I don't like to do eyeliner most of the time. If I'm wearing fake lashes, then I will do eyeliner. But if I'm just doing my own lashes, then typically I just tightline. I'll add just a little bit more to like the outer corner of the eye, and then I'll go in with just like a small brush and kind of blend it out so that it looks smoky and not too precise. All right, I almost forgot to put on mascara, so I'm going in and putting on mascara. I'm going to use the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. I want to say that it retails for $23. You can get it at Sephora or Ulta, or of course the Too Faced website. I'll check on it and make sure. I'm going to try to link everything down below that I used. All right, I'm going in here with the Wayne Goss pencil brush. It came in that anniversary set. The anniversary set I also got from Beautylish. Well, my husband actually got it for me, like I said, for Valentine's Day, but it's from Beautylish, and I don't know if they have any left. I want to say that it was, the set was like $248 maybe, I don't know, but they're some of the most fantastic brushes that I've ever used, so I highly recommend them. I'm going back in with the same brush that I went over the lid with and just adding a little bit of that Tom Ford highlighter to the inner corners of the eye just to brighten it up and open the eye area up a bit. All right, here I'm going and I'm lining my lips with the Rimmel London lip liners. I believe that they retail for $3.99. I have a few of them. I love them. They're my favorite lip liners. I will be the first to say that I don't know that they are amazing. They're amazing to me, but I'm not big on lip liners. I have not ever really been a person that buys a lot of lip liners, so they may not be that amazing, but I really like them. So, and at $3.99, you can't really beat it. And finally, we are going in with like my favorite lip gloss right now is the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss. This is the shade Kristen, and the lip gloss retails for $16. You can get it at Sephora or Ulta, or of course on the Anastasia Beverly Hills website. All right. This is the completed look using the Soft Glam palette. I think that it's really soft, it's really natural, and it got a thumbs up from my husband, which is rare.